Hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. Thank you for joining me once again. As you can see, I'm in another woodland again today. This is a woodland that I've never actually photographed during the autumn before, so I wanted to get out and try and make something of this scene here. It's not far from other areas of woodland that I've photographed, but it does mean that I've kind of got to walk all the way through the parkland to get to this area, which is further back and further away from where I would be starting. But it's an interesting one because it's a fairly quiet one. So I've come here because looking behind me, I don't know if you can tell, these trees here behind me seem to open up into a cutting which is not really a path through the woodland, but it kind of gives the impression of a path running through the woodland from front to back. And I know that if I go that way a little bit later, I will be walking through there. There's another couple of areas that are worth having a look at anyway. But also, apart from that little path that I want to photograph, if I just turn around here, behind me, you'll notice another path which runs through the woodland. I've just walked along here. It's quite muddy and messy. You can't really tell on this video, but it is very muddy. Just here though, at the side of the path, there's a tree lying down, and if I can get the angle right, I can just get that in the bottom right hand corner of the frame, heading towards the path and pointing the eye towards that path, which is quite interesting. And then either side of the path there are quite interesting trees, so it might be worth capturing a couple of shots here. I'd like to capture that one and this one here as well through that path just there. And then I'm going to take a walk up that path and see if I can find anything further on. For now though, I hope you like these images, and I'll catch up with you in just a moment. I've walked on about 150 yards from where I last was now, and I've found this scene behind me which I quite like. As I turn around there's a tree just on the floor here which kind of leads the eye into the scene. Realistically, this tree is the only subject in the scene. I like the colours of the leaves on the ground, which contrast well with the colour of the tree bark on the actual tree that's lying down. So this is quite an interesting image, but there is quite a lot of depth in the image. So with the last images I've been shooting and bracketing the exposures, but on this one I'm going to have to use a focus stack to make sure I get all the depth that I need in the image. It's quite an interesting one, so I hope you like this image as well. So that's that image taken now. I'm going to start heading back because I've had to walk through most of this woodland to get to the area where I am now anyway, and at the start of this actual bit of woodland I did notice there were one or two possible compositions just there that I want to take a look at, so I'm going to go and have a look at those now. Okay, so these trees behind me, they kind of look quite kind of interesting. I've got almost a pathway running along here that is kind of defined by these leaves on the ground, and then just in the middle of that I've got this tree lying on the floor, almost as if it's kind of a barrier to that path. And then this tree here, which is kind of leaning to one side, almost reminds me a little bit of a Centurion standing at the side of the path waiting for somebody to arrive and stop them from going any further. So I quite like this scene just here. But also, as I turn around a little bit, got some trees at the back here which kind of lead you towards the pond behind. That's Bracebridge Pool there, which I've photographed quite a few times. But then as you move a little bit further round, there's also a couple of other trees that also look quite interesting. And it looks like there's a birch tree somewhere over there. I don't know if you can see, it might be just behind this tree. Yeah, it looks like it is. I'll try and walk over there and see if I can get a better view of it. And that also looks quite interesting. So I think there's 2 or 3 different shots here. Here we go. That looks like a birch tree just there, which is quite interesting, quite gnarly. so I might have a look at taking a shot of that as well. And probably these trees over at the back there, looking out towards Bracebridge Pool, but that's got a lot of dynamic range, so that's what I'm going to have to kind of really work on if I can get an image out of that. I kind of decided that Mr. Birch behind me needed to have his portrait taken, so I've taken a portrait shot of that, but then I've also incorporated him into the left side of wider landscape image, and that's because I wanted to kind of bring some of those trees on the edge of the lake into the scene as well. They kind of look quite good with the birch tree standing at one side of them. And it's balanced well because the trees kind of are nicely separated across the image, but also right at the very back, I don't know how well you can see it here, there's a bench for people to sit on and look out over the pool itself, and that kind of sits in the one corner of the image as well, which looks kind of nice. So I think I'm going to call it a day here. I've got probably just about enough images now to keep me going for a little while. If you've enjoyed watching this vlog, then please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again on another vlog very soon. Bye for now.